Why do some men refuse to go to the doctor or dentist unless someone else makes an appointment for them? I asked myself this question and found that if someone else makes an appointment for me, I feel obligated to go. However, I don't care enough about my health to make an appointment myself. I'm just learning to live with whatever problem I have and rarely see doctors. When the doctor recommended I just take paracetamol and see them later if the pain continues. If I don't feel like I'm dying, I'm just not going to seek help. Sometimes, even when things are fine at work, you may not pay attention to the mess in the house. But from 20 feet away, you might notice that a wall is painted with a brush in the wrong direction. I'm a man, and it always confuses me when my wife suddenly starts asking questions when I take a deep breath. She immediately starts asking if I'm okay, what's going on, what I need to talk about. But I just reply that I'm fine. I just needed to take a deep breath. My wife is most unhappy that I spend my time camping and drinking with friends I haven't seen in months. And when I get home, I just don't have anything to tell her, even though I talk to them for a full 6 hours. My wife, on the other hand, always knows exactly what her friend is doing every day since their last conversation. She knows the health and financial status of each of her friends and family members, as well as their plans for the next 3 months. I have learned a lot from being in a relationship with my wife, but there is one thing I have no way of understanding. Why do we men look out the window so often? We can just walk up to the window and get carried away watching the street. What's the big deal? I often do the same thing when I'm in the shower. I just stand and think. I'm usually thinking about how to solve a problem that will probably never arise. It seems like looking at the scenery outside the window is the easiest way to let my brain relax. After all, there are no thoughts and no self-talk. I mean, that seems to be what an animal can feel just by looking around and observing its surroundings. It's a great distraction from real life. Another thing that confuses me about men is their forgiving attitude towards things. After all, one of the most attractive qualities to me in men is their forgiveness and capacity for love. But sometimes I wonder why they so easily forgive things that I consider important. I've noticed that all the men I've interacted with and been able to reconnect with after conflicts have been forgiving. I also find it strange to see when men fight with each other and then become best friends the next day. At the same time, when guys get seriously hurt, they act like it's just a scratch. All the men I know are like that. The friendship between men apparently starts in their teens or college years, and they think it will last for the rest of their lives. And amazingly, they manage to maintain these friendships over time. I envy them a little bit. But on the other hand, so often men confess to me that they can't open up with their male friends. They hide their feelings and problems. And in my opinion, that's pretty sad. The secret source of the strength of these male friendships is still a mystery to me. Another thing I don't understand is why guys sometimes keep quiet. For a long time, I thought I was annoying my boyfriend when he was silent with his brain switched off. It really bothered me and my ex-girlfriend. But sometimes just talking about nothing is great, just spending time together and enjoying it. Although I tend to be introverted, but sometimes even in my company with my male friends, we just keep quiet. Still, it remains a good memory for me. One day my girlfriend asked me to buy a can of soda. I searched all around, but I couldn't find any cans of the right soda. Instead, there were only bottles of the same soda. But then I did see sealed packages with 12 cans of soda. Since the girl told me she wanted soda in a can, my male brain formulated that I wasn't allowed to leave the shop with a bottle of soda, only a can. When I got back to the car with 12 cans, she asked why I bought a whole package. I explained my logic to her and she started laughing uncontrollably. She talks to other girls about this all the time and explains that guys think differently. Why can't guys find what lies right in front of them? I swear to God, I find every single thing for my boyfriend. It doesn't embarrass me, but rather saddens me. Many men are not told how handsome they are. I tell my husband daily how much he turns me on, and I feel like women get compliments all the time and men not so much. I know my day is brightened when I receive a casual compliment, whether it's about my looks or character. Many of my past girlfriends never complimented me and I felt devastated, like I was doing something wrong. In our society, many men live very lonely lives and it's honestly sad. How is it that I know so many older men who have good values, passion for their work and opinions, and are not afraid to express them? The way they talk about their wives and families makes me want to go back to dating. But when I look at men my age, suddenly most of them are dodgy, afraid of commitment, and afraid to have and express their opinions. I don't want to date men in their 50s and 60s, but I'm so jealous of wives who have found such good men to spend a lifetime with. As a man in his 40s, I can tell you that it takes time to develop a good personality. For some more than others. It's hard to balance hormones and responsibility, masculinity, caring, name-calling, and knowing when to apply each one. There is no manual for this, and nurture only does so much. We wander through life, making mistakes. If we're lucky, we learn from them. If not, we continue to make them or make other mistakes. I look at where I am now, look back and realize that most of my life has been spent chasing the wrong things or in foolish actions or inaction. Only time brings wisdom. I'm sure I'll make many more mistakes, but hopefully new and less stupid ones. Why does it take guys so long to go to the loo? Do you go there when you really need to, or just because you think you might need to go and you just sit there for a while before you start the process? For me as a woman, both types of going to the loo take the same amount of time. But all the men I know poop within 30 minutes. For me, it's like sitting on my throne and being alone. Some men have no problem cleaning up after themselves at work, but forget how to do it barely crossing the threshold of their house. I swear, it's like a switch. How you can keep an entire workshop clean and tidy at work, but forget the existence of a laundry basket at home. Acting like someone you're not at all in front of your friends just to be cool. And every single guy does that. And no one feels comfortable with it. What's the point of it then? Why wouldn't they want to buy a new wallet, even if the one they're using now is literally hanging on by a thread? Men don't tend to carry a lot of accessories. A wallet is the one thing that a man will almost always have on him no matter what. Therefore, it becomes a part of us. They also tend to become gifts for adulthood, or milestone dates from loved ones. Therefore, they have sentimental value. When you get a wallet from a deceased grandfather that you've had for 10 years and has served you all that time, it starts to fall apart. It's hard to change it. They hardly ever complain even about the really important things they should be complaining about. Probably because of parents who suppressed everything they ever said unless it was easy for them. My wife and her friends are amazed that I can fall asleep a minute or two after my head hits the pillow. I blame it on the labor-intensive work. But I know some men don't fall asleep no matter what. She's also surprised that I can't load the dishwasher properly or put the groceries away in the pantry. And that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And also, if not difficult, leave a comment. It will really help to promote this video.